This week sees the debut of Valiant Comics' newest title, Ivar Timewalker. This is the sort of spin-off of the supporting character from the book Archer and Armstrong. And so we're going to take a look at what we know so far about Valiant's time-traveling man of mystery. Now, before we get started, I just want to point out that we're going to look at the current era version of the character only, not the previous incarnations that may have existed in the original Valiant runs from the 90s. Now, like Doctor Who and Doc Brown, Ivar the Timewalker is a bit on the old side. Ivar's origins actually date back thousands of years. Based on information we've seen so far, he dates all the way back to the Epic of Gilgamesh, approximately 2100 BC. Ivar Anapada is the oldest of three brothers, along with Aram and Gilad. These three brothers traveled and went on many an adventure. When a mechanical robot spider thing is discovered, the brothers are charged with finding out where it went. On their adventure, they discover a wormhole, wibbly-wobbly time warp thing that takes them to a place called the Faraway. The Faraway is sort of a savage land that time forgot dimension where time literally doesn't exist, complete with dinosaurs, UFOs, blue people, monks, and anal probes, and World War II fighter planes. But I digress. While they're there, they discover a device called the Boon that's said to grant eternal life. The three brothers take the Boon, and naturally are attacked by dinosaurs and blue people on the way back. Their escape results in the death of Ivar's brother Gilad. When Gilad dies, Ivar vows to use the Boon to bring his dead brother back. Aram tries to stop Ivar, but it's too late. The Boon, it turns out, gives someone everlasting life by absorbing the life force of all life in the vicinity. Ivar gets hurtled in the blast, presumably through time, and the Boon ends up granting immortality to Aram. Now in that time, these three brothers become known as Ivar the Timewalker, Armstrong, and the youngest brother Gilad comes back as the Eternal Warrior. We'll talk about him in another video. So we fast forward a few millennia, and Aram, now Armstrong, finds himself returning to the Faraway with his new partner in crime, Archer. While on the Faraway, Archer discovers Ivar, still alive and well, trapped in something known as a time stream cell. It's made clear he hasn't been there the whole time, and we don't know exactly what it is that put him there. Usually in time travel stories, you need some kind of tool or device. Phone booths, DeLoreans, treadmills, and Ivar is no different. Sort of. From what we've seen so far, Ivar uses something called time arcs, which seem to be naturally occurring wormholes to another place and point in time. To find where these will occur, Ivar seems to need some kind of way to track them. When we first meet him, he uses a map to find the time arcs. When that was stolen, he builds a time arc compass, which he appears to use in the Solo series. Now, how time travel works in the Valiant universe remains to be seen. We've had it stated that the past can't be changed, so that could just as easily get retconned. Ivar's appearances in Archer and Armstrong does seem to lay out some clues as to what will be going on in Ivar's Solo series, particularly since both series are written by Fred Van Lente? I'm probably saying that wrong. Now, aside from finding out the story behind Ivar's imprisonment, there's a scene in Archer and Armstrong 15 in particular that clues us into some of the story points we can expect to see. In that issue, a newly freed Ivar and Armstrong go on the ultimate pub crawl through time. At the end of their time on the town and time, Ivar passes off a drunken, passed-out Armstrong to Archer, telling him he's on the run from the Prometheans and something about a sentient city. Now, who they are and what that is, and if they're responsible for Ivar's imprisonment, all remain to be seen. He also talks about needing to protect someone. A romantic angle, perhaps? We shall see. Fred Van Lente has indicated that these are all things that we are going to see in the Solo series, so it'll be interesting to see how these play out. And that's going to do it for this week of the Valiant Comics Review. We'll have a new video about the world of Valiant here every week. You can subscribe down below, or go ahead and email us, or hit us up on Twitter.